Greetings, Blue friends. Babo Olaton was visiting Kentucky. Could he land a star recruit on Pope's team in the future? Let's take a look at this news, and before that, subscribe to the channel for more Wildcats news. Babo Olaton's arrival in Lexington for his official visit marked a special moment. The mutual interest between the young power forward and the coaching staff led by Mark Pope is evident, and this visit can be seen as more than just a formality. It's a significant step toward building a connection that has potential for the future. Olaton, ranked as the 10th best player nationally in the 2026 class by 247 Sports and the 3rd best power forward, is a gem in the recruiting market. His unique combination of size and long-range shooting ability catches the eye of any scout, but it's his defensive versatility that truly sparks excitement. With long arms and an intimidating presence on the court, he has everything it takes to become a point guard capable of altering the course of games with his defensive interventions. For a program like Kentucky, which is constantly searching for talent that can make an immediate impact, Olaton appears to be a natural fit. The offer made to Olaton this summer, still at an early stage of his development, demonstrates the coaching staff's strategic vision. It's not just about attracting athletes ready to shine. It's also about investing in young players with room to grow and develop at Rupp Arena. And in this case, the bet looks promising. The fact that Olaton chose Kentucky as one of his priority destinations for official visits reflects the program's enduring prestige. Even with recent changes in the coaching structure, the name Kentucky continues to resonate as synonymous with excellence and opportunity. During his stay, he had the chance to witness the Blue-White Game, an iconic event that offers recruits a glimpse into the passionate and vibrant atmosphere that permeates every Wildcats game. This sensory experience, feeling the warmth of the fans, absorbing the atmosphere of tradition, and witnessing Pope's style of play, can be crucial in convincing a young talent that Lexington is the ideal place to take the next step in their career. The continued contact between Pope and Olaton since the opening of the contact period in June also reinforces the seriousness of their mutual interest. The home visit in August, when the coaching staff met with the player's family, was another indication that Kentucky is willing to invest time and effort in building a solid relationship. This type of personalized approach, combined with the program's state-of-the-art infrastructure, tend to positively influence any recruit's final decision. While Kentucky is still awaiting its first official commitment for the 2026 class, Olaton's arrival on campus represents an encouraging sign. He's not only one of the most coveted names of his generation, but also a player who perfectly fits the profile of athlete Pope wants to attract: talented, versatile, and with a very high ceiling. Furthermore, the fact that he chose to reclassify to the 2026 class further extends the time frame for the team to fine-tune its players and prepare a competitive roster for the coming years. By concluding the official visits of this phase with Olaton, Kentucky closes an important cycle with a flourish. Every detail of the experience offered during these days in Lexington, from exclusive access to the facilities to interactions with current coaches and players, was carefully planned to leave a lasting impression. Now, it's up to the young power forward to evaluate all the variables before making his decision. However, based on the program's successful track record and the dedicated effort of Pope and his staff, the chances of Kentucky being among Olaton's final options are high. In a scenario where recruiting is often compared to a strategic battle, Babo Olaton's visit to Lexington sounds like a preliminary victory for the Wildcats. But let's be cautious throughout, but it looks promising. Speaking of Aberdine, one of the most vibrant names in the college backcourt last season, generated waves of excitement in Lexington, but also sparked reflections on his importance to the team he left behind, the Florida Gators. Now, With the clock ticking toward the first official matches, it's clear that the young player is not only looking to cement his place on the national stage, but also has the potential to transform the Wildcats into an absolute force within the SEC. When analyzing Aberdine's career at Florida, it's impossible to ignore the crucial role he played off the bench. With consistent production and energy, he was a key player in the Gators' national championship victory, especially during critical moments last season. Players like Thomas Haw and Alex Condon, former teammates, readily acknowledged that Aberdeen was a fundamental part of the collective success. It's not every day that a reserve player can completely change the momentum of a game, but that's exactly what he did. Whether it's his aggressive drives to the basket or his accurate three-point shooting, Aberdeen brings a versatility few can match. Now, with Mark Pope, the point guard will have the opportunity to showcase another side of his game. While at Florida, he was often called upon to be the catalyst in the second half. At Kentucky, he's expected to assume a leadership role from the start. While this change may seem abrupt to some, there are clear signs that Aberdeen is ready for the challenge. His brief stint as a starter last season, when he scored 14.4 points per game in 5 appearances, shows his ability to adapt quickly to new responsibilities. Furthermore, the competitive environment created by Pope promises to bring out the best in his talent, allowing him to develop both as a playmaker and as a finisher. Alex Condon's comment, which mentioned the significant loss for Florida after Aberdeen's departure, speaks volumes about the respect his former teammates have for him. But, at the same time, it reflects the mutual trust between the players. When Condon stated that it will be super exciting to see how Aberdeen performs at Kentucky, he wasn't just being polite. He was acknowledging that the point guard has something special to prove. And this desire to excel, combined with the dynamic system implemented by Pope, could result in memorable performances. Another fascinating aspect of this transition is the friendly relationship maintained between Aberdeen and his former teammates. Regular FaceTime conversations and video game sessions help maintain the bonds built during the national title run. However, these personal connections don't diminish the athletic rivalry that will take shape in the coming months. The scheduled matchups against Florida promise to be defining moments of the season. The first meeting on Valentine's Day will be broadcast nationally on ABC, while the second, in Lexington, will conclude the SEC regular season and will be broadcast on ESPN. These dates are already circled on fans' calendars, eager to witness how Aberdeen will be received by Florida fans and how he will respond to the inevitable taunts. More than statistical numbers or technical comparisons, what truly stands out is Denzel Aberdine's mindset. He arrives at Kentucky with clear goals to improve his offensive consistency, increase his defensive presence, and become a leader on and off the court. These aspirations are shared by Mark Pope, whose coaching style deeply values the individual development of his athletes. Together, they form a perfect combination to elevate the Wildcats' competitive level. While fans and analysts speculate about the future, one thing is certain. Denzel Aberdine is about to write a new chapter in his career. His legacy at Florida will be fondly remembered, but it is his next steps that will define his college basketball career. At Kentucky, he has found not only a new home, but also an ideal platform to showcase his full potential. Let's see how it all plays out. The image of Jalen Low, looking light and relaxed after a shoulder injury, is a ray of light for Kentucky Wildcats fans. The star point guard was seen in the stands at L&N Federal Credit Union Arena in Louisville, watching his former school, Pittsburgh, win a thrilling victory over the nationally ranked women's volleyball team. Apparently at ease and in good spirits. According to reports from fans in attendance, Low displayed a demeanor that seemed to reflect both serenity and positivity in light of the recent news about his physical condition. The fact that he is without any visible support on his shoulder, like a sling or heavy splint, is enough to calm the spirits of Wildcats fans who have experienced tense moments since his fall during the blue-white game last Friday. An MRI revealed that the injury is not as serious as initially feared, ruling out ligament tears or other significant damage. While his recovery is still ongoing, updates so far are encouraging. Low is expected to return to the team soon, with speculation pointing to a possible return before the November 11th match against Louisville, a game made even more dramatic by his presence at a rival sporting event. This scene of Low calmly watching Louisville succumb to Pittsburgh carries an interesting symbolism. In the competitive world of college sports, few things are more cathartic than seeing your biggest rival stumble, especially when you're temporarily out of action. For Kentucky fans, imagining Low smiling as he watches Louisville's setback is almost poetic. More than that, it's a reminder that even in times of adversity, the competitive spirit remains intact. Furthermore, the coaching staff's own tone reinforces this calm and optimistic narrative. Mark Pope, always measured in his statements, opted to leave Low out of the blue-white game out of an abundance of caution, avoiding putting unnecessary pressure on the athlete. His confidence in Low's strength and resilience also shines through in his words. He's an incredibly strong young man, so I'm sure whatever comes his way, he'll fight well. This balanced approach demonstrates not only concern for the player's health, but also a mature understanding that basketball is a long-term sport. Sacrificing a few games now can yield much greater benefits down the road. Additional reports from Larry Vaught and Jacob Polachek corroborate this general sense of relief. Both emphasize that Low is on a promising path to recovery, with expectations that he will return to full activity soon. The fact that he left a little shaken immediately after the injury, but had apparently recovered emotionally by Saturday, is a reflection of his resilient mindset, essential for any athlete who wants to thrive under the constant pressure of college basketball. Meanwhile, Low's next steps involve continuing to work on his rehabilitation and monitoring his progress. While his absence against Purdue is all but confirmed, the prospect of seeing him back before the matchup against Louisville adds an extra dose of excitement to the start of the regular season. The Kentucky-Louisville rivalry is already steeped in emotion and history. Counting on Low in that matchup would be like adding fuel to an already smoldering flame. Jalen Low's appearance in Louisville serves as a reminder that, even behind the scenes, athletes continue to play a vital role in the sports ecosystem. His presence there, surrounded by teammates and fans, demonstrates that he is not isolated in his recovery journey. On the contrary, he is embraced by a community that values his contributions and eagerly awaits his return. He will be a significant difference maker for this team.